Hey YouTube, hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Today, we are playing Stories from Seoul, the Gun Dog. Hey Gran, hope you're having a great week so far. Switch it over. Let me turn that down to here. That should be better. Okay. This is a Gundam visual novel. Not literally Gundam, but it's Margarine Gundam. But I'm here for it. I got my reading glasses on because this is a reading event. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Following a raft of oppressive policies and crackdowns from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet rebelled. This conflict came to be known as the Solar War. I've been looking forward to this game for over a week now. The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet managed to push the Federation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days of the conflict, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Seems like at that point, it's pretty decided. That's what it sounds like. Lunar orbit aboard the Jovian carrier JFS Kalike. Kalike? You reflexively tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight sticks as another wave of vibrations reverberates through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear but the gentle hum of the frame's subsystems. I guess we're a Jovian colonist? Question mark? I guess we're Jovian. Alright. As you squeeze the controls tighter, their plastic casings creak under the pressure. Jovian cockpits, build quality not that great apparently if they're creaking like some kind of 1999 joystick. Well, they got like a Sidewinder joystick in there. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of huge shock waves that are buffeting the Kalike, the carrier that you're stationed on. I'm liking the text a little. Let me hop up, I don't know what that screen is in the top right corner. Each one is a near miss as an explosion tears through the space around the ship. Point of order, an explosion wouldn't tear space unless it was like a singularity explosion. Actually, an explosion would fill space, not tear space, wouldn't it? Because by definition, well, depends on what type of space, but we're talking about the vacuum of space here, so by definition, an explosion would fill the space, not tear it. Okay, that's one tangent down. Let's see how many more we go. You try to push the thought from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing, but you've already realized that their frequency means the Kalike must be approaching the front line. Gotta get that square breathing on. Your squadron will be launching soon, and you'll be engaging in your first real sortie. Sortie? I don't know. Your first real flight, in fact. That's awkward. Not even a training flight? Is this a simulator, baby? You feel your throat tighten. Simulations are as good as the real thing. Oh god, we're a simulator, baby. Oh god, oh fuck. That's what your trainer told all of you. Our trainer was full of shit. I bet as full of shit as our recruiter was. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training exercises in real armored frames before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Give me a moment. I need to take off my hoodie. Wait. Hold on, my audio is weird. I'm hearing it from my monitor. Oh my god, did Windows fuck up my sounds again? I fucking hate Windows 11. Why am I... It is not sourced to my monitor. So why am I hearing this rumbling from the monitor? I'm so fucking confused. Whatever. We're moving on. I'm gonna assume everything is okay. Yell at me in the live chat if things are not okay with the sound. I don't know. I'm scared of Windows 11 right now. Anyways. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulators meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. Oh. They're not cutting corners anymore. They're just yeeting all the standards out. That's great. You'd overheard the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots, and still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone who could fight. It's a bit desperate. Just a bit. I mean, the Jovian colonial fleet could have just fucked off beyond the asteroid belt at that point, though, because they're so far away from the inner sphere of their solar system. So why would they bother pressing on Earth? Like, just leave it to the Martians at that point. Fuck it. Your whole squadron is just like you, freshly conscripted from Europa colony. You'd undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training had taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are feeling right now. Whether... Maintenance crew. Collect 5, this is flight deck. We're preparing your squad for takeoff. Squadron, or flight, if you will. Running last minute diagnostics on your frame. Activating all systems. I mean... Unless they're treating walkers as, like, an infantry troop, you would call it a squadron. Or a flight. Or a section. Assuming you're bringing forward, like... naval carrier flight operation, whatever. Now! Oh, those are some crunchy sound effects. I like that. Oh my god, it is coming from my monitor too. Okay. Hold on, I have to troubleshoot. Why the fuck I'm getting sound from my monitor even though Windows says it isn't getting it? Oh god. I hate this monitor. Let's see. All settings. Sound output. Why the fuck? Expert? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. We're gonna deal with some feedback because my monitor is freaking stupid. What the hell? It's never done this before, where it seems like my monitor is stealing the sound inputs or outputs from my computer, even though Windows 11 says it's not sending anything to my monitor. This is some weird shit. Hold on. I have one last idea before I just suck it up and ignore it. Oh. It turns out I'm very stupid. Okay, that was user error. Because of banana. Never mind. Whatever. Ignoring my bananas. Maintenance crew! Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks, then we'll have you spaceborne in a few minutes. Here to show those Terrans who's boss. Aye, aye, sir. ... Yeah, aye, aye, sir, I'm totally ready. Yeah, can't wait to get out there. I'm gonna do something. You stammer, trying your best to convince the maintainer, excuse you. But yourself, convince not the engineer, but yourself that you're ready for what's waiting for you. When you call them maintenance chief? Engineer. Engineer would be like working the ship, not the whatever. Maintenance crew. Yeah, see, it's called a maintainer. Whoa, take a breath there, Collect 5. It's not gonna be that bad out. No need to get all riled up here in the hangar. Tell you what, pilot, what's your name? Power Power Lines. Okay, Power Lines, what's your surname? Wait. It's a mononym. What do you want from me? You know what? Let's channel some Char energy here for Power Lines Quattro. It doesn't matter. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Power Lines Quattro. I'm gonna have to get some aviators or something for my model for tomorrow. Okay, Ensign Quattro. First up, take a few deep breaths from the end. In and out, nice and slow. You got that? Aye, aye. ... You draw in one long, measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow, and some of the tension in your body slip away. You still feel on edge, but slightly more in control. Just a little bit, as a treat. Alright, there we go. Now listen up, Ensign. Oh, we're subhuman. You won't even rate Lieutenant, we're an Ensign? Oh. You ain't got a thing to worry about out there, except for our lowly, godless rank. The way I've heard it is that all Terran's best pilots were taken care of between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the ones who've been leading the charge today, so they're the ones taking all the flack. You go, girls. You go get 'em, Martians. Propaganda machine selling this as our decisive strike against the Earth last line of defense. But between you and me, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. Buddy of mine in operations said as much in the canteen last night. Besides, you hear a dull ring over the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat, slouching back and exhaling as you realize it's nothing more than an engineer striking the cockpit armor on your frame. This beauty here is a work of art. Terran frames ain't got nothing on her. She's all tuned up and ready to go. Well, I appreciate the maintainer's confidence. At least the maintainer's confidence in our airspace frame, even if he isn't confident in us. Probably spent more time with this one than I have on my own kid, so don't worry. Remember what they taught you in training, and leave the rest up to her and you'll come out of this just fine. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago, the engineer's confidence is infectious, and it's starting to rub off on you. I wonder how many ensigns he's given this speech to. He seems real practiced with it. You adjust your position in your seat so that you're sat up straight, and the soft hum of the frame system now seems more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, you think. Martians have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty here in our top-of-the-line frames. Yeah, nothing to worry about. We're good. So, Ensign Quattro, how you're feeling about things now? I'm great. Let's go get him. Yeah, I'm ready to get out there and kick some ass. Let's fucking go. You declare you're channeling your newly tapped well of confidence that's been instilled in us in the past half minute. It's a very deep well of confidence we've been given. That's the spirit, Ensign. Now hang on to that and we'll have you out of those hangar doors and kicking Terrans around no time. Left alone with your thoughts, you tune back into the gentle hum of the frame. You watch the seconds tick away on the cockpit clock, whilst you... the mission clock, chronometer, not the cockpit clock, whilst you wait for the order to launch. Gundam Sting, yeah. The wait seems to drag on and on. You carry out a few last-minute flight checks, but as you'd already completed them when you boarded, nothing has changed. So sweep the cockpit again. You got nothing better to do. Whomstithiv? Kalike 6C T Danza. Huh. Commander. Alright, pilots, listen up. This is Kalike 1. We've been cleared for launch to be ready for immediate action. All frames will be taking off in designation order. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Attack formation. Sound off. Collect 2 ready. This is Collect 3 ready. Collect 4 here, ready for takeoff. Ellipses. Ellipses. Collect 5, confirm your status. Oh yeah, Collect 5, totally standing by. Keep it together, Collect 5. Collect 6. Collect 6, ready. Alright, Collect Squadron, move out. Collect 1 launching. Collect 2 launching. Collect 3 launched. Collect 4 moving out. Oh, that's cute. I'm really impressed with the pixel art that this game has going on. Oh, things are blowing up. They're blowing up real fast out there. That's where they were a second ago. I'm not sure about this anymore. I think we need to have another rally with our maintainer. The roll call of your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly towards the combat zone sounds almost like a countdown to you. It's a count up, actually. Once Collect 4 has declared their launch, you know your time has come. You disengage the restraints and prepare yourself. Collect 5, launching! You shout as you slam the flight sticks forward for maximum thrust. Both of them? That's weird. Both flight sticks forward? I would assume only one would be the throttle. I'm overthinking it. What? Collect 5, abort launch, cut thrusters! Collect 5, abort launch, cut thrusters! I didn't do it! This is my first day, man! The engineer's instructions barely register in the confusion as you're jerked around the cockpit. Your helmet slamming on the control panel as a brief moment of thrust throws you back into your seat before you're whipped forward again. Warnings flash all over your monitors, and sirens and alerts sound from all over the cockpit. It's our first day, man. We can't be held accountable. Collect 5, abort launch and cut thrusters. Are we still holding the thrusters forward? It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineer, but once you do, you quickly pull the flight sticks back to their neutral position. The roar of your frame's engine dies, and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince as the metallic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Collect 5, hang tight for a moment. Your frame's restraints didn't accept the disengage command, so you're still attached to the Collect. Okay, wasn't our fault. We have been vindicated. We are completely the victim here. We have done nothing. This is clearly a maintenance issue. We're going to need to run a diagnostic. Shouldn't take too long. In fact, I blame Mr. Maintainer here, the engineer. I blame him for all of this. It's clearly his fault. You slump in the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply. Your heart still pounding a million beats per minute and your lips stinging. Did we bite it? You continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communications channel from the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Hey, yeah, looks like the restraints disengage command didn't register. Yeah, Unit 5, alright, yeah. Get Unit 6 out. No sense waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostic, then reboot if necessary. Collect 6 launching. See ya. Have fun at school, Collect 6. Better you than me. And have a good death. What do you mean, hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since Mars, at least. It was assigned Unit 5. Oh, this is him realizing it was him. That's not fault for Unit 5. Fine, right. Shut down systems to run the diagnostic again. I want this frame out there in the next 5 minutes. That long? The rest of our squad's gonna be dead by then. I mean, look at those explosions. Collect 5, we're going to shut down your frame systems for a moment so we can run diagnostics. Stay ready, though. We'll have you launching soon. Collect 5, understood? Ready and waiting. Womp womp. Oh no, we don't have to go to school, oh no. As your cockpit fades to darkness again, you release the flight 6 and suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fists around them.
You flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of the engineers working on your frame's restraints. At this point, just get the fucking plasma cutter or something, man. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This is what you wanted, wasn't it? To not leave the ship? I mean, it's our first day. This is a little embarrassing. You'd spent so long worrying about the mission that you'd thrown up twice in the past 24 hours. Now it looks like that was all for nothing. You got what you wanted, and you were safe. So safe. No, that's foreshadowing. We're not safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier, in an inactive armored frame, anyway. Yeah, wait. Are we that Soviet meme of infantry sitting on top of the tank for infantry protection? Your smile widens inadvertently at that thought, getting shot down in an inactive frame, still in its restraints. You become a cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian colony fleet. Your mind turns quickly to the rest of your squadron. When they returned, you'd be the laughingstock of the entire Kalike. I mean, at least we're not the engineer. Hey. The pilot who spent their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You dodged a bullet, but you'd never... Kalike 6! This is Kalike 6, they've cut off the flight path. There's more! There's a whole squadron of carriers coming in from E-Field. Mr. P. Lore. Interesting. Kalike 1, they're going to cut you off from the fleet. Kalike 6's signal disappearing has you sit bolt upright. Bolt upright? Sit bolt upright. I've seen this a few times now in this game. This phrase keeps confusing me. Bolt upright, whatever. As you begin pressing buttons trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. Maybe that's just like a foreign phrase and this is translated to English. I don't know. I understand what it's meaning. It's just I haven't heard that combination before to convey it. However, with your frame system shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in the dark stillness and listen to events unfold. Kalike 6, respond! Kalike 6, what's going on? How many carriers are coming in from E-Field? Point of order, this should say Kalike 1 so we know who's talking, because Commander is so vague. I'm just saying. I'm just saying! Ma'am, Kalike 6's signal has been lost. It's not responding. He's... Look at those 4 eyes. Look at that nerd. Mr. C. Pilot. You nerd. Hold it together, Kalike 4. All units form up defensive formation on me. I said all units. Kalike 2, don't break formation. Ma'am, they're firing on us. There's so many of them. Oh, God. Ma'am, help. In an instant, your communications channel is flooded with cries of terror and panic. You hear your squad mates, your fellow pilots' exclamation of fear as this unexpected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head as you sit powerless. There's a power lines joke in there somewhere. In the dark confines of your cockpit. Hey! Who's out there? Engineering, hey! Get me ready, I can help! Put me in the game, coach! Get me ready to launch! They're getting killed out there! I need to go now! You shout demands to get your frame ready to launch over the channel, but are met with no response. In the dark of the cockpit, where the control's unresponsive, you can't be sure whether the channel's closed, or if no one's listening, with all attention turned to receiving the battle damage units from your squad. Listen to me, anyone! Anyone, get me out of here! Maybe down here would be a better corner. Yeah, I'm not blocking the text down here. You desperately begin attempting a manual override of your systems, but find that nothing responds to you. Yeah, I think it's stalled out. I think the diagnostics stopped responding, honestly. You're gonna have to call IT at this point. Maintenance really screwed it up. The only spark of life that you can glean from your frame is a small diagnostics progress bar, which has not moved a single step. I need to be out there. Anyone, hey! In one last desperate attempt, you begin hammering on your cockpit walls, hoping to get the attention of the engineers you could hear outside earlier. The entire time, the chaos of the combat out in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. Look at that dweeb. R. Harked. What a dweeb. There's 3, 4. On me! I've lost my shield. I can't shake them. They're everywhere there. The line of tree is totally cut off. Hold on. Hold the fuck up. This is the fuck hold it. This is the fuck up, go hold it. Because he is in space and doesn't realize that he has literally 360 degrees and a spheroid pattern to go. But he thinks that he's cut off. He can go literally anywhere he wants. Okay. What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4 on me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Ma'am, come in, ma'am! Oh god, oh no, oh fuck. One by one, your squad signals disappear, and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by the gentle hiss of static. I want to call that gentle, I call that grating. You stop hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in a cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Galike 5. I'm giving up on life in here. Ready for takeoff. I'd like to go to school now. September 21st, planetary calendar 209. I think this is the same day. Despite last-minute reinforcements for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above Lunar is a... Lunar. Wait. Adding the R on there makes it like a adjective or verb. It would be Luna, unless you're describing something. Okay. The battle above Luna is a victory for the joint Martian and Jovian forces. This would be the final battle of the Solar War. I actually am really enjoying this so far. Don't misinterpret my sassing as not enjoying this, or this not being good. This is very good so far. I happen to just have a lot of opinions and comments when reading aviation science fiction, because that's mostly what I write on my own. Having lost their last stronghold on Luna, the Solar Federation would agree to a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An uneasy peace fills the solar system. With the conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian Jovian alliance concluded, the Galike and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter soon. That's a long hike, man. That is, they got some banging FTL to make that soon. April 19th, planetary calendar 214. What was the past year? A couple years. The reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign Quattro, that's us, reassigned to security detail aboard various Jovian ships. He is eventually promoted to lieutenant. Yes! We're not a subhuman anymore. We are officially a member of the LPA. We can now live our best flying life. God bless. God bless Jupiter. 4 years have passed since the battle above Luna. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth. Honestly, I think they should be fearing it from Mars more than anyone, because it seems like Earth just got its shit kicked in. Has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming from further out in the solar system. Further out. That's a little worrying. Concerning are the Saturnines, the Saturnians, the Neptunians, the I'm not even gonna do the next planet. We all know it. We all know it. The patrol ship JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in its investigation of these signals. That is O'Brien with an E, not a Y. Interesting. O'Brien. I've never seen that IE. I'm sure there's people with that, but those are some patties who can't spell their own damn name. Jovian Space, aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. That is a banging name for a ship. I thought that would just be like the nickname for mecha pilots in this game, but it being the name of the ship is awesome. I love it. I need to throw those in. Wah. As the rumble of the Gundog's engines roaring to life reverberates through the ship, you clench your fists. Why? It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensations of tremors, whether they're ship engines, docking clamps, or weapon drills, still ties your stomach into knots. I don't want to see the therapist or the chaplain about that. Sounds like we got some problems. I think it's a good time to go talk to Chappie. A bad trait for a ship security officer. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before stowing the last of your possessions and pushing the drawer closed. You feel the click as it locks into place and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush with its surroundings. Stepping back, you look around the room. It's nicer than I expected, honestly. They make a lunar titanium reference in the game. You take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Although this was far from your first posting as a security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. As similar as all the ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Again. I just noticed, I like how they've idiot-proofed this room to the extent that they've painted an arrow on the floor deck from our bed to the door, just in case we don't even have a second brain cell to rub against the first to generate a thought of, go to the door to exit the room. Maybe it's just oxygen deprivation. Maybe it's that. Select the look button to examine your surroundings. By selecting items of interest, select it again when you're done. Okay. Let's look at our bed. A standard crew's bunk. I mean, we get our own stateroom, so we're a little bit large as the lieutenant, honestly. Because I would expect the lieutenant to be sharing with, like, a 6-pack of guys. A standard crew's bunk. Once you've slipped in one, you've slipped in them all. Although, this is one of the nicer ones I've been assigned to. The wall panel can be removed by jimmying it with a thin object, and crew members often stash contraband there. Looks like this one's not been touched, though. The Jovian standards for plastic construction is so shit, isn't it? Every time they talk about plastic, it's a piece of shit. Oh, look. Yes, I know, look. Ooh, books. This lets me control the room's lighting from the bed. I keep my books here, too. I'm currently reading the Tales of the Cosmic Champions series. Computer. Sorry, the terminal lets me access the ship's computer. It's got a clock, a word processor, and even a calendar. Oh man, this is an advanced computer. How's all those things? For panicking crew? That's fair. I can also access records of my orders from here. For anything else, I need to access the core, which is limited to those in operations or command. Hey Ace, hope you're having a great night. Anything else in here? Sweep the room real fast. Ooh. It's just a normal storage unit. I travel light, so mine only has clothes in it. Oh. Boo. Any hidden stuff in here? No. A standard door with an electronic lock and magnetic bolting system. The only way in or out, unless you plan on getting creative with maintenance tunnels. That sounds like foreshadowing. Oh. The light switch for the rest of the room is here. Should I use it? Yes. I don't know why I expected. Oh, we have a little flashlight. Oh, it looks like I've been instructed to report to the bridge to meet the captain. I haven't met anyone yet since my transport to the spaceport ran late. I just about made it on board before launch. Select the move. Okay. But I want to go to bed. I'm eepy. I've only just boarded and it's still in the middle of the day, based on Jovian Standard Time. Oh god. Time zones in space. Let's use the door. Move to the crew quarters, quarter 1. Wait, there's a move option here. Oh, okay, I see. Same difference. You step out into an empty quarter, and the door to your quarters gently hisses shut behind you. Notice how I totally intended to shut the lights off on our way out. I totally meant to do that. I wasn't just doing that to fuck around. Its keypad gives a short series of beeps, and you hear the lock engage. The dull thrum of the ship's systems is barely audible, but otherwise you are stood in total silence. The air is cooler outside of your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on, and at this point it doesn't surprise you. Honestly, that's impressive that they've kept the, So it's a phenomenon on submarines where you can tell whenever a ship has ever had a fire on board because it gets stuck inside the air filtration system. You can never get rid of the smell of smoke. So it's actually really impressive that a spaceship that never gets an external atmosphere to vent or exchange air with, beyond like when you get into port and whatever, that they've kept it like sterile as far as the smell goes. That's actually impressive. Okay, so this is a Swift class patrol vessel, which means if I leave this quarters block, I'll be in the Foresight thoroughfare. And if I go right towards aft, I'll arrive in the central hub, and then I can head to the bridge. Okay. Who's the Dalton Grange, not someone I've met before. Who's the Haru Rumney, doesn't sound familiar. Hanson Cruz? I'm gonna assume that's Cruz. A really weird spelling of Cruz. I mean, logically they would have to restock on the atmospheric fucking the ratio of shit in the atmosphere that makes it breathable for humans. Because I assume even with oxygen scrubbers and shit, you need to do something eventually. Oh, is this starter? Dylan D! I can't say I've run into them on any other ship. A map. Nothing else to look at. Foresight thoroughfare. I guess Foresight means it's running along the front of the ship. You leave the crew block behind you and find yourself in a much larger corridor that stretches off to your left, with multiple smaller corridors leading from it. Ooh, low gravity. To your right, the corridor leads to a large plaza-like space. A very faint breeze coming from your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly. You can hear the sounds of human activity. Should we be concerned that there's a breeze aboard the ship? My instincts are telling me that that's a concern. From the right, you can hear the hum of the ship's engines more clearly now, as well as the occasional low, quiet whirring sound. Environmental exchange with the colonies? Something like that, yeah. Looks like I was right. This portion of the thoroughfare will let me access both sets of crew quarters, the mess hall, the hangar, and the central hub. From there, I can access the rest of the ship's areas. I should hurry up to meet the captain before I look around anywhere else. Hangar, I want to go to the hangar. The ship's hangar. Since I'm on security detail, the only time I should be spending there is when I'm carrying out my daily checks. On a larger ship, you see people coming and going constantly, so it's eerie how quiet this one is. I'm actually a little surprised a patrol ship would have a hangar at all, rather than just like a docking tube or something. I don't know. The mess hall. I don't imagine a ship this size has a cook or even a kitchen, so it's probably just a vent-mate unit. Vend-mate unit. I wonder what could be down that way. Fire control, maybe? But we need to meet Skipper. So, Central Hub. As you enter the Central Hub, you hear a low whirring noise and the engines grow louder. You can see the readouts above one of the elevators change, letting you know someone is using it to travel to another part of the ship. Looking around, you see the entrances to both the fore and aft side thoroughfares, as well as the corridor to the airlocks. These elevators take me to the bridge where the skipper will be. I shouldn't waste any more time. I will now waste more time. That way leads to the aft of the ship. I'm not totally familiar with the Swift-class ships, but at least I know that the engine room is that way. Yes, the engine room is where the engines are. That's the fore-side thoroughfare, where I just come from. Crew's quarters, hangar, and mess hall are all down that way, probably. Most of the ship can be accessed from the two thoroughfares, but some areas like the bridge are situated on different levels, so need to be accessed by elevator. There should be access for maintenance crawlways around here somewhere, but those are usually only for emergencies. S-Bay? Most of the ship can be accessed from the two thoroughfares. What does S-Bay mean? Huh. Go to bridge. Knowing that you need to report to the skipper, who at this point of the ship's journey should be stationed on the bridge, you make your way towards the elevators and press the call button. You step back and watch the indicators above each elevator, waiting for one to arrive. As you wait, your mind begins to wander, and you're caught unaware as you feel something suddenly jab into your back, and a voice from behind you declares, "Hands in the air! Identify yourself!" Whomsoever? Your posture stiffens as you snap back to reality, caught completely off guard by the voice behind you. Thoughts race through your mind as you try to figure out what's going on. Could there already be another security detail on board? I mean, we're in uniform, right? We're not just, like, slumming around in civvies. Yeah, shouldn't it be possible? As far as you knew, you were the only one less. I said, hands in the air, punk. You tentatively raise your hands, palms flat and facing forwards, as whatever has been thrust into the small of your back is removed slowly. Then you hear the person behind you take a step backwards. You exhale and begin to turn around. LT Quattro, security detail, ID SO254JFSG. On the way to meet the captain, too. Ah! Oh no, she's cute! Where you'd been expecting a gruff crew member, instead you're met with a bright and cheery officer waving a pen around with a large smile on her face. You're taken aback for a moment, as this isn't just any officer, this is... Cassie! What are you? Whomstead? What? Power Alliance! Oh, that's nice, she knows her name. I missed you so much. Whomstead? Cassandra! You big doofus! You should have seen your face when you turned around, you're all... I love that face you make when you think you're in trouble. It's like you think you're playing the big soldier will get you out of trouble. It's so cute. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn, you should have known, really. She's always been one for bad jokes and stupid pranks, as long as you've known her. I mean, she's doing well for herself. She's a Lieutenant Commander. Assuming we're, like, winner at the same time. Her less than professional attitude and penchant for irresponsibility is the reason why, despite her talents, she's not commanding a ship of her own. I would actually presume that to be more to do with her being young. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good did I get you? You totally thought you were being busted, right? I'd be nice to say 10 just to humor. But if you're being honest, her playful nature is what attracted you to her in the first place. You've been dating for nearly 2 years now. A lot of that has been over electronic mail or in letters. Your postings have never lined up until now. Cassie, what are you doing here? Thought you were stationed on the Reliant. You never said you were being transferred. What happened? Well, the thing about that is, you might say that disagreement with the head of operations in the Reliant led to a lateral trajectory for my career. Oh, she fucked up. This Game Ace is a visual novel. I think you might have missed the opening where we were a mecha pilot, a Gundam pilot, basically. And we missed out on our first mission because of a maintenance fuck up. Cassandra, please. Okay, so maybe when it comes to change the ship's cybersecurity passwords, I couldn't be bothered to spend all day sitting in the computer core. Oh, come on. Come on, Cassandra. Waiting for it to generate new codes, so I just changed all the existing passwords by a single digit. Hey. Look. That's more than I do. I just add another exclamation mark to mine. Fuck it. I may or may not have been flying my mech upside down, yes. But it's all relative in space, so I think the rest of the solar system is upside down, honestly. You place your face in your hands as a dull groan rises from the back of your throat. This isn't the first time you've heard a story like this. And maybe it turns out when they run the cybersecurity drills, they assume that the enemy have your old passwords, so try brute forcing from those. And maybe that meant the ship was compromised in 0.5 seconds. But at least they found out I had done that in a drill and not in a real engagement, right? Yeah, totally. I basically saved the entire ship in advance. From yourself. I'm surprised you're still even stationed on a ship. How are you not stuck back in a records room at Europa Colony right now? Well, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but if I can't trust you, who can I trust? See, we're trustworthy. Our girlfriend thinks we're trustworthy. It turns out this mission was organized at really short notice, and the Gundog was the only ship available. Huh. The problem was that they've been having issues with the crew, so they had to transfer some in short notice. Lucky for me that it's so recently been made available. I mean, that's more lucky for us, isn't it? That's weird. They just been stationed on the Duke, so I shouldn't have been free to be transferred. Huh. Does she know something? She knows something. Oh, she set this up. Okay, yeah, you figured out. I may have used one of my contacts from the academy who works in resource to transfer you. Yeah, she rigged it. I'm pretty sure you know every regulation you broke by doing that. What was I supposed to do? Get stationed to some tiny ship heading out to the middle of nowhere with no one I know on the crew? That's what we were doing. Skill issue. We haven't seen each other in months. Aren't you glad to see me? Yes. Hey, I'm just glad the first character we meet is cute. Of course I'm glad to see you. I miss you too, you know. It's been a long time. You don't become part of the Reliance Operations Department without some serious talent. I'm not going anywhere. Thank God for that. Thank God for you, Cassandra. Oh, you said you're on your way to see the skipper, right? Have you had a chance to take a look around the ship yet? No, we're trying to be responsible. She's about to make us unresponsible and late to meet the captain. No, not yet. I was going to, yep. Great, I'll show you around. I've been here a few days, so I basically know the ship like the back of my hand. Where do you want to go first, the captain? I would like to see the boss, please, on my first day of work. As I'm supposed to. Yeah, look, I'm not complaining that we got stationed with our girlfriend. I was on my way to see the captain. They felt the engine start up, so I know we're launching soon. I thought I should probably report in as soon as possible. Oh, don't worry about that. I've already logged you on board, so it's just a formality now. It's kind of an important formality, isn't it? We're an officer, not just a rating. Besides, Captain Bartermuse. Bartermuse isn't exactly a stickler for procedure, so we can check out anywhere you want before we head up there. Okay, cool. Let's go check out the skipper first. it was not that big of an issue. Well, alright, in that case, great. This is going to be the best tour you've ever been on. By the way, by the time it's over, you have seen every inch of the ship and met everyone on board. It's been so long since we last saw each other, too. We definitely need to take time to stop by my quarters and get reacquainted. Oh my. You can now access every area of the Gundog. Select the talk button to view a list of who is available to talk to. If you change your mind, select the talk button again. You look around the central hub as Cassandra already begins to make her way to your first destination, waving at you to follow. It might be a small ship, you think, but now will be the perfect opportunity to learn its layout and familiarize yourself with where you'll be spending your current duty. Plus, you admit, it wouldn't hurt to meet all the crew. Better get to know them sooner rather than later. Good, let's start with the captain. Well, let's start with the captain. You step from the elevator onto the bridge, and what seems to have been a pretty quiet atmosphere turns totally silent, as the two women present, who had previously been observing a screen, turn to face you. Ooh, I like her. Can we trade in our girlfriend for the upgraded model? Is that an option? You identify the captain almost immediately by her uniform, although you are given pause to wonder if you misjudged, as she listily straightens up and heads over to you with an air of disinterest. The other woman shoots you a look, but remains seated at her station, quickly turning away when she realizes you've caught her looking your way. I also like her too. Everyone's cute on this ship. The curtness of her reaction catches you off guard, as she quickly returns to what she'd been doing before you entered. Hopefully, Cassie's presence can thaw what you feel might be a code reception. Lieutenant LT Quattro, entering the bridge and reporting for formal assignments! Exclamation mark. You declare, throwing a sharp salute with Cassandra quickly following suit. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn, entering the bridge in accompaniment of Lieutenant Quattro. Quinn? That's a cute name. Ah, we got the QQ. You're taken aback slightly as you realize that you've hardly ever seen Cassie be serious about anything, ever, even in her position. Whenever she's had to talk about her assignment, it's always been dismissive or in a joking way. You're caught so off guard that you almost miss the captain addressing you. At ease, Lieutenant. Lieutenant Commander. You and Cassie both lower your salutes and loosen your posture slightly. There's a slight pause, which you can tell is the captain sizing you up. Let's flex the guns. This informal assessment lasts a little longer than you're comfortable with, until the captain releases a heavy sigh. Welcome aboard, Lieutenant. I appreciate your prompt appearance. She doesn't sound happy. Have to forgive me for not coming to formally welcome you to the Gundog when you first boarded. The order to depart was an urgent one, and we needed to head out as soon as possible. We couldn't have left without you, of course. Ah, she likes us. Look at that smirk. She likes us. We'd been given word that your transport was running late, and the system notified us when you were aboard. So I made the decision to set sail as soon as we'd received you. Thinking about it, it was unusual that there hadn't been a formal onboarding process beyond the dock staff checking your ID and guiding you on the Gundog. You not realized in your rush, but now it was obvious. But it did make sense that this was an urgent dispatch. The ship would launch as soon as all of its crew were on board. Not a problem at all, ma'am. I apologize for the tardiness. She looks like a man-eater, and she is. Yep, I like her. I am an appreciator. There's another pause before she responds. You can't help but feel a little bit uncomfortable, unsure whether the captain is slowly deliberating something or engaging in the conversation as little as possible. Think nothing of it. These things happen. Anyway, Lieutenant, I'd like to take the opportunity to formally welcome you to the JFS Gundog. Still the coolest ship name I've heard in a while. Although the UNSC Say My Name from Halo 3 ODST is still my favorite ship name ever. It's sci-fi. My name is Captain Maris Bartermuse. Bartermuse. I run a tight ship, as you'd expect, and I anticipate that you'll carry out your duties to the same standard. I think our girlfriend is full of shit, saying that she's pretty lax. Yes, ma'am. From experience, most onboarding procedures have involved greetings and speeches from the captain that have ranged from serious to almost ceremonial. In comparison, Captain Bartermuse's introduction is almost lethargic. Honestly, I'd say it's on point. I mean, she's on task. I respect it. She's not a schoolgirl or next-door friend, so she's probably off-limits unless this is that type of game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm probably getting my hopes up, aren't I? I'm not playing fucking Bewitched Sinners over here. Your card, Lieutenant. My what? The item button will activate when you're able to use items that are in your inventory. In some cases, you will need to use an item to proceed, but others, whether you use an item or not, is up to you. When possible, select the item button to open the inventory, then select the item to use it. To dismiss the inventory, select the item again. Okay? Your card, Lieutenant, she repeats. My security key card? As a security officer, allows me access to almost anywhere or anything on the ship. Surely this won't be misused. She inspects it for a moment before taking it to a control panel near the captain's chair. You remain in position, not quite at ease, but not quite at attention. Some might say, standing casual. You watch as she enters some commands into the console and inserts your card into a slot. There's a whirring sound, followed by a series of beeps, before your card is ejected and the captain takes it back. By selecting the function button, you can now access the map of the ship, allowing you to move from one location to another without visiting areas in between. Ooh, nice. An event happens somewhere on the way. We will move to that location instead. Okay, so we won't miss anything. Cool. You can also view your current objectives and other important information. To return, select the function button again. Function is behind me. Huh. Map. Okay. Huh. Core. So we started here. So this was the elevator area, and now we're here. Okay, that makes sense. How do I... With this, Lieutenant Quattro, you now have access to all areas and authorities befitting the ship's security detail. Your responsibilities begin with immediate effects. Thank you, ma'am. Wait, it just occurred to me that we're probably not a Gundam pilot anymore, are we? Huh, that sucks. You're also now authorized to take an appropriate electroshock weapon from the armory. Nice. We have the authority. If you have any further questions, then you know where to find me. Dismissed. I have questions. Yes, Lieutenant. Captain, when I received my posting to the Gundog, I was informed of my role, but I didn't receive the ship's briefing documents. If I may, what's the Gundog's objective? Did we forget to read the briefing? We've been alerted by another Swift-class patrol vessel, the O'Brien, about signals coming from the edge of our territory. The O'Brien is currently on a solo patrol in outer Jovian space, so we've been sent to provide backup or support as necessary. I morph. You know what? I'm not upset about being Worf. Of course, if something were to attack two Swifts, it's not as if they could put up much of a fight. Well, it's the thought that counts sometimes. Really, it's more that we're out there, so that if anything does happen, at least one vessel will be able to get away to warn the colony fleet. I see. Oh, did I just say that out loud? Yes. Yes, ma'am. I didn't hear nothing. Forget what I just said. That's an order. Aye, aye, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Talk. Yes, Lieutenant. Oh, same thing. Boo. I want to keep talking to her. Okay. What about the Four Eyes girl? Vanessa. Excuse me, Lieutenant. I'm currently on duty, so I'd appreciate if you did not disturb me. Lieutenant Lord. Her name is Lord? That's awesome. I want my name to be Lord. Lieutenant Quattro, the ship's head of security. Since I'm here, you can take the time to introduce yourself formally. What do you mean since you're here? Great, I've got this. See you in 5. So you're the security officer that Cassandra's been going on about. That's right. Lieutenant Power Lines Quattro, pleased to meet you. I guess I should have put Power Lines Wharf. Well, I'm Vanessa Lord. I serve on the bridge as part of operations. Cassandra's told me a lot about you. Oh my. Is that right? What kind of... I'm disappointed that you're nowhere near as attractive as she made... Wow, rude. Also... Was Miss Lord here just planning to just steal Cassandra's boyfriend? Like, first thing? Is that what's happening here? And now we just disappointed her? Oh, is that alright? I thought it was too good to be true that some dashing officer would be transferred here at the last moment. Instead, we've just got another lunk. Hey. I'm a good-looking lunk. I'm well-shaped. Well, how was I even got transferred here on such short notice? Am I being better than you, dumb bitch? I was looking over your records earlier, and you were mid-assignment on the Duke. Why would they transfer you instead of... Oh yeah, you probably don't want to think too hard about what her girlfriend did. Hey, look at time. I think your break's over, Lieutenant Commander Quinn. I think Vanessa needs to get back to her station. Of course, I hope this is the start of a protective working relationship between the two of you. Vanessa, I'll catch up later. Uh-huh. I still kind of like her, though. I like her. She's fun. But I'm getting achievement out of achievement, aren't I? What's up, Cassie? Yes, Lieutenant, how can I be of assistance? Cassie, you're being... Respectfully, Lieutenant Quattro, I would appreciate if you'd address me as Lieutenant Commander Quinn. Oh, we're being bossed because our girlfriend outranks us. Okay. Fair enough. Ooh, I want to look. The bridge is one of the few places on any ship where you can actually see out into space. During combat, these windows are covered by blast shutters. And wait, this is actually a window, not just like a view screen? Yeah, Quinn is trying real hard, Grattan. I appreciate her, though. And small cameras mount on the ship's exterior. What's here? With the exception of some physical controls, the ship's size of the Gundam can be controlled entirely from the bridge. Navigation, automated combat systems, security measures, you name it, it can all be done by a few crew members in this room. The big chair. That's the captain's chair. Although the majority of the ship can be controlled by the operations staff, there's a few select systems that only the captain can authorize, and they're all done from that chair. You need captain's clearance level to access them, though, so it's not like you can just sit down and activate them. With the exception of some physical controls, same station. Okay. Let's use the chair. I'm pretty sure that's a court-martial just for thinking about sitting in the I had to try. Hey. Let's go back there. What's up, Cassie? You know, it's kind of funny now that I think about it. What is? This area is called the Central Hub, but to be honest, the only places you can get to straight from here are the airlock, 6 Bay, or the bridge. I mean, those are kind of important. Well, it's right in the middle of the ship, so it connects everything together via the 2 thoroughfares, right? Kind of, but if you want to get to engineering, do some mechanical work, you've got a long way to go that way. And if you want to do pretty much anything else, you've got to go the other way. That's why it's called the Central Hub, Cassie? The four-side thoroughfare is way more of a hub since you get to all sorts of places really quickly. Get some snacks in the mess hall, take back to your quarters, easy. Is that legal? Is food supposed to be outside the mess hall? That's how you get ants. Space ants. If you want to take a quick soda while taking Audie in the hangar, you're there and back in no time. You should move the bridge to the front of the ship. That's a bad idea. Never do that. Sounds to me like you just want a vending machine on the bridge. Hey, it's not a bad idea. Isn't that basically what the mess hall is? They said a vendmate or whatever? But still, it's a long way to get to the other end of the ship no matter where you're going from. It's not that big a ship. How would you solve that problem? With moving floors so you just stand still. The thing that the airports have. So the center is really the center, but it is the center because we're in the center. Yeah, she's a snacker. It's okay. We like her even though she's a snacker. In space, you can make a really efficient shape like a cube or... Oh god, no. No, 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 no. We don't do cubes here. I don't think anyone would take a cube-shaped ship seriously. It's kind of hard to say. Let's move to... aft. As the two of you leave the central hub behind, you travel down the aft side thoroughfare. The hum of the engines continues to grow louder. You'd effectively filtered the noise out in the rest of the ship, but as you got closer to the rear, its volume increased considerably. Are the engines supposed to be that loud? Are the what? Cassie, can you listen to us? I know you outrank us, but can you listen to us sometimes? It'd make us feel better. I said, are the engines supposed to be that loud? The what? Cassie. She's fucking with us. I heard you the first time, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, no shit. You could have pulled me and never been on a ship where the engines are so noticeable. It's supposed to be like that. I mean, it's a small ship, so it makes sense that the engines are louder. Supposed to? No, not really, but the Gundog is a Swift class, a type of patrol ship that's designed for rapid response. They're made to cover large areas of space quickly and offer basic assistance to ships in distress. That, or to be first on the scene to gather intel and issue warnings if anyone comes too close to Jovian space. Which means, design-wise, they prioritize speed above everything else. I appreciate it. I like fast boats. I guess the best way to sum it all up is that the Gundog is basically a huge set of engines with a tiny ship strapped to them. You know what? I enjoy that design philosophy. I'm an appreciator. It's reassuring. It's fine, just means there's no space for systems like motion dampeners or soundproofing. One of those seems a little more important than the other. Yeah, I mean, hey, scouts are cool too. I mean, I'd rather be on a dreadnought or better yet a carrier. Mostly a carrier. But hey, a scout ship ain't bad. You'll miss it when you leave. At least with a scout ship, you have a tight mission profile. And you're not just going to be a port queen hanging out at port all day, every day for your career in a scout ship. Down that corridor is the armory where all the ship's firearms are stored. Normally, access has to be granted from the bridge, but since you're a security officer, you got access coded into your keycard. Oh yeah, I want to look at that. So we looked at the map. Our task, introduce, visit armory, so we need to go there. Huh. Okay. Info? Armored frames. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. What's down there? That way leads to the engineering block. From there, you can access the engine room, the main computer, and most of the ship's systems. Although you won't be going anywhere near those systems if the chief has anything to say about it. Hey, they can't be worse than the chief on the, what was it called? Started with an H. I forget the name of the carrier we started on. That fucked us up. Let us go to the armory, because we need to get our shark weapon thingy. You swipe your keycard through the card reader set into the terminal by the armory's door. There's a slight delay, but quickly enough the terminal flashes the message, "Access granted," and the door slides open. Ooh, we got weapons. The first thing you notice about the armory is that the benches and lockers remind you of the changing rooms from the training center back at the military academy on Europa Colony. Why don't we just call it Europa? Instead of saying the colony every time? As you walk past them, you take a closer look and realize they're the same kind of benches used on the larger ships you've been stationed on. The ones with sports facilities and changing rooms on board. Instead of sports clothing and equipment, these lockers are filled with a selection of combat gear. From body armor or electroshock weapons to a variety of small and light weapons. You know, this is the first time. Hey, you shouldn't be in here. Oh shit, we just broke security on our first day. That's not really surprising. It's only the security detail that would have access. Even in a situation where a ship's expecting to encounter a boarding party, it's security's responsibility to distribute weaponry to the crew in advance. It's to ensure there's no panic, and that crew don't get a hold of weaponry they're not trained to use. Huh. That's standard regulation. You should know that, Miss Ma'am. Miss Lieutenant Commander. Well, all I remember from my firearm training was when I dropped my electroshock weapon and accidentally zapped one of the other girls from operations. How the fuck do... We need some one-on-one time with our girl here to get her trained up. Our trainer made me use a hand crank battery charger to recharge all the power packs as punishment. Yeah, that's the least you could do. That must have taken forever. You bet, but you should have seen how my gun show afterwards. Pew pew. I mean, yeah, that blew biceps. Which reminds me, the captain said I was authorized to collect my sidearm. I should get it whilst I'm here. That's why we're here. The spacesuits in here are for the ship's security detail. They're a little bit more robust than the suits handed out to the rest of the crew, for obvious reasons. But aside from that, they don't offer much of a tactical advantage. This locker contains electroshock weapons. They're non-lethal and intend to be used for crew control, in case of mutiny or violence that breaks out for some other reason. Okay, so we need this. This is the weapons locker with electroshock weapons, and I'm authorized to take one small weapon from here as part of my role as security officer. This one will do. We get an electroshock gun, a revolver. That's neat. That's cool. A zappy revolver. That's what that is. It's just my standard issue duty weapon for my role as security officer. It fires a barbed projectile that contains a miniature battery. It's non-lethal, but more than enough to stop someone in their tracks, as you know from zapping your coworker. What? Absolutely not. No, you're not. You are not getting one. No. Bad Cassandra. This locker contains a variety of small arms and light weapons. They're only for use against external hostile forces. Even their stopping power is relatively low because of the dangers of using live rounds inside a ship. Anything else to look around in here? I guess not. Let us go back to the aft thoroughfare. Into engineering. As the two of you continue through the aft thoroughfare, the thrum of the engines grows louder still. The featureless paneling that has made up the majority of the ship's interior quickly gives way to visible pipes and conduits, and eventually, the smooth flooring transitions to grating, revealing more workings underfoot. Finally, the thoroughfare leads into one huge open chamber, filled with masses of machinery. Terminal panels set into the side of various apparati cycle through different readings. The light from the screens reflected off ducts and valves. All this equipment is separated by a grid of catwalks and access ladders. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is right. We're on the same wavelength. I see now why she's our girlfriend. This is central engineering. Pretty much every system aside from the engines themselves and the central computer can be found in this room. All in one place. It's not a little risky. I was thinking that earlier about having the computer in here. Well, a Sith-class ship relies on an absolutely minimal crew. The Gundog only has 2 engineers. I think they figured out it'd be easier on them if everything that was important was kept in one place. Fair enough. That way they don't have to run from one end of the ship to another to get all their repairs done if something goes wrong. Hello. Oh. Uh-oh. Do we got a muscle mommy inbound? You certainly know a lot about ship engineering. What can I say? I'm a pretty talented individual. I appreciate her smugness. Our girlfriend stocks are going up. Oh yeah? Whilst we're here, you can share some of that knowledge. What's that over there? That's the Folinic conversion unit. The what now? And what's that? That's the omnifaceted Wayne shaft. I think she's just making this shit up. She's making this shit up. That's the turbo encabulator. Every day's a school day. I'm head of operations, not chief engineer, okay? I don't need to know what... Hey! No one better be screwing around up there. Phrasing. You want to watch your phrasing when you're dealing with a couple that's stationed on the same ship. You both jump as a stern voice sparks at you from below. Looking down, you see through the grating that there's another catwalk situated below the one you're stood on, with a crew member moving at speed towards the ladder that joins the 2 walkways. I swear, find so much as a single terminal readout of a place I'm stuffing the 2 of you into the organic processing system. Hey, we just got in here. Hey, we did our job of keeping our girlfriend distracted from touching anything. If I have to retrieve one more pin from behind the compressors. The crew member continues to grumble as they ascend. Oh, I like her. I like her already. Quinn, you better not be here to tell me that your favorite pin has somehow fallen the system block again. No, Chief. Got it right here. Is that what the lanyard is? Did the chief engineer make her put her pin on a lanyard and affix it to her shirt so she never drops it again? That is some serious chief engineer energy if she did that. Oh. Damn straight you do. Now make sure to hang on to that one or you're going to need someone to pull you out the system block instead. And who's this? Our wayward security officer? You got a name there? Your boyfriend? You quickly throw a sharp salute at the woman in front of you without even checking her rank. Are we the only guy on the ship? Like, I'm cool with that, but are we the only guy on the ship? Not only does she loom over you physically, but you quickly pick up on a force of personality that feels like it adds an extra 6 inches to her considerable stature. Lieutenant Quattro, security officer for the JFS Gundog, ma'am. Less of that ma'am business. Quattro's name... Quattro? Name's Mackenzie Cathays. Chief engineer. That's Chief to you. Yes, Chief. Aye, aye, Chief. Damn straight. How are you two doing in engineering? I was just giving Lieutenant Quattro a tour of the ship, Chief. That's so? You never been on a ship before, Lieutenant? First assignment? No. No, ma'am. Never on a Swift class, Chief. I've only served on Striker supply classes to date. No, we also served on a carrier. That's so. Which strike vessels? The JFS Victory and the JFS Thunderbolt, Chief. Victory and Thunderbolt, huh? I don't think either of those 2 are less than 3 years old, so probably would have seen with the new streamlined distribution systems. I wonder if you would have seen the power coils, though. I think the Victory is part of that production. The what now? You and Cassandra exchange a quick, nervous glance as the chief, who had previously seemed like she was about to physically throw both of you out of engineering, suddenly begins a conversation with herself. That's a woman. That is a very good type of woman. You continue to stand to nervous attention as she ruminates about ship components. Chief, is there anything I can help you with about those ships? Oh, huh? Lieutenant, didn't realize you were still here. No, you're off the hook, Quattro. Nice. Not unless you can tell me whether the Victory was outfitted with 3rd generation B pack upgrades anyways. Chief is a good lady. We like Chief in this house. Sorry, Chief, don't think I could. Wonder if that's because the retrofitting takes into account space availability in the ship's interior for minimal traversal impact. Although maybe it could be that it takes. I think now would be a good time for us to move on. Good idea, Cassandra. I want to look around. That's all, Chief. We'll just be going now. Yeah, I saw a movement too. But we all saw the movement. Yeah, sure. Just let me catch you screwing around in phrasing. Phrasing, ma'am. Look. What's that? There's so much machinery in here. If what Cassie says is true, and that all the ship systems are packed in here, it could be anything. It's certainly giving off a lot of heat, though. Wah! That's the power distribution module. Ah! Oh, Chief, it's you. What is it? The power distribution module. We're situated above the Gundog's main reactor, and this is a system which distributes the power to all the ship's various systems. See, she likes us because now she's giving us a personal tour of her area of the ship. So we are now on Team Chief, and Chief is on Team Security. We got the Engineering Security Alliance in effect. Is that right? What else can we poke our nose at? What's down there? That door leads to the Central Computers Room. It contains the ship's main... Is she just looming over us, waiting for us to point at something? That's all the ship's terminals are connected to. It also runs the majority of the ship's hardware. There's a primary access terminal located in there, too, that gives access to no other terminal in the ship. That gives access that no other terminal in the ship offers. But for security, only the captain has use of it. Great! Thanks for the heads up, Chief. Look, you're gonna have to up your game, Cassie, if you want to compete with the Chief here. What's this? There's so much going on here, I've got no idea what anything is. This could be a waste processing unit, or it could be life support. Ah! Oh, sorry, Chief. What was that? This unit is part of the life support system. To be exact, this part is an assessment center of sorts, and continuously samples the atmosphere on board the ship to ensure that it's an optimum level to keep us all alive. Huh. Neat. That door leads to one of the ship's engine rooms. There's another engine room on the other side of the ship. It's not exactly an efficient layout when you're running tests on the systems, but it's what they thought would work best in terms of keeping a swift compact. Thanks, Chief. I think Cassie is getting big mad at us now. She knows that we're just looking for excuses to talk to the Chief. Yes, Lieutenant. Well, Chief, I was just stopping by to... Tell me, Quattro, what is it that the ship security officer on a vessel with only 10 crew does all day? We get our steps in, mostly. That's about it. Oh, so that is... Because I'll tell you what a chief engineer does. A chief engineer spends every damn minute of the day trying to keep pace with all the systems on board this vessel, making sure they're all running absolutely flawlessly. You know why? It's because if I don't, then it's a thin line between optimum comfort and a horrific death in the cold expanse we call space. Hit on crew member. So I'll be frank, Lieutenant. Unless you're about to help me redirect these condensers while I refresh the primary moisture chambers, then I don't know what good is going to come from you hanging around distracting me. Understood? Yes, Chief. Aye, ma'am. Well done. If you really want something to do, you can go check out with the junior engineer in the hangar. Ooh, hangar. Kid's probably slowed down since I last put the fear void into him. Oh yeah, there's another guy here. What's up, Cassie? Okay, but really, when Chief says we shouldn't screw phrasing in here, she's right. We should probably get moving. Coward. What did you do? Oh, just... Cassie, we've known you for like 5 minutes. We know you did something here. Really, though, what did... Who the hell dropped a chocolate bar in the secondary moisture? How do you even do that? I know she's a snacker, but how do you do that? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's melted into the outlet valve. I'll kill them. Honestly, I feel like we may as well just throw our girlfriend to her at this point. Engines. The two of you watch from around the corner as Chief Capes, continuing to mutter herself, paces back and forth checking terminal readouts and various displays. Eventually, she heads down the ladder that she'd climbed to confront you. Now out of sight, Cassandra darts towards the engine room, gesturing you over. Checking over your shoulder in case the chief has reappeared, you make your way to her, just in time for the doorway to the engine room to open, and Cassandra to disappear inside before you raise an objection. Well, it's got to be better than staying here with the chief. Hey, I'm fine staying there with the chief. Ooh, fancy. The room you find yourself in is a smaller size to the area you just left. But whilst that was crammed full of huge range of machinery, this room is almost certainly filled by one colossal cylindrical device. The pulse of the engine is now a tangible sensation, as the vibrations it emits shake your whole body. So this is the main engine! Well, one of them anyways. Like Chief said, the ship's outfitted with two of these. I see what you meant now when you said the Gundog's a huge set of engines with a ship strapped to them. This thing's massive. I know. I look at it and I feel like you probably fit the rest of the ship in this room if the engines weren't here. I mean, it's pretty cavernous beside the engine. I feel like there's a lot of wasted space in here. Quack! That's because it's impossible to get the Higgs field distortion drive. Ooh, Higgs field. That's a science fiction term. Any smaller. Ah, Chief. Oh no, jump scared by the nice lady. Huh. I know you said that, so these engines are actually combination nuclear pulse engines built around a Higgs field distortion drive. If the HFDD wasn't there, this engine could be about 10 times smaller than it is. Although I hear they've managed to improve the efficiency of newer NPEs, so it's possible that the space saving could be more like 11 times smaller. Can either of you tell me how an HFDD works? No, but you can, and I'm all ears. HFDD. You heard the lady. Higgs field distortion drive. Basically it warps space-time around your ship to create a bubble around the ship, so space-time itself is accelerating and pulling your ship forward to bypass the speed of light without actually technically going faster than the speed of light. And as an aside, the speed of light is not actually about the speed of light, it's about the speed of causality in space-time. Wait, what'd she say? I was tangenting. It's the drive that allows the ship to move far beyond speeds allowed by conventional engines, although it's nowhere near faster than light. Okay, so it's pre-FTL. But probably close to it. It's the drive that allows ships to move far beyond speeds, yep. It's what lets us get around the solar system without needing to worry whether we'll live long enough to see the end of the journey. Anyway, everyone knows about the existence of the Higgs field. It's what allows interactions with the Higgs boson that gives... I think I conflated this thing they made up with an actual science fiction concept. That's fine. Yeah, that's the warp drive. I just realized I conflated the two. But yeah. Yep, I totally understand what you're saying. So what the drive does is warp the field relative to the ship and those on board. By doing this, it displaces the mass to a different area of space, but within the same relative. As the chief continues on with their explanation, you glance at Cassandra and see a thinly veiled look of terror on her face. You can't... I blame her, as you feel not the same way. Caught this... Hey, I can listen to this shit for hours, unironically. Then, because the particles retain their relationship with each other, the general perception is that things are the same as normal. However, from an exterior perspective, the lecture drags on, and you quickly lose track of the chief's explanation. Although you recognize the words she's saying, you can no longer make sense of the context, and they come to seem like a meaningless string of sounds. Does that make sense? Yes. But you need to say it again, because my dumbass wasn't listening. So the field is it's got the mass, which is pushed. No. Yeah, explain it again. I'm here for it. Okay, so imagine that space is a catch-up packet, And you're the sauce. I'm not sure I like where this metaphor is going. We're the sauce, Cassie. The sauce. Now what the distortion drive does is like a thumb on the universe of the packet. It moves the saucer around by changing the shape of the packet to push the sauce. The packet is the universe, where the sauce and the drive is a thumb. I'm not sure that tracks, but I like what she's saying. You got it. You quickly glance back to Cassandra and meet her eyes as she is doing the same thing. You know for certain that neither you have got it. And that's why these engines have to be so big to house that drive. Ah, it all makes sense now. Naruhodo. Great. Well, now that you appreciate the science behind it, I won't have to throw you out of here. Yes. Thanks, Chief. Anytime. Just remember, Lieutenant. Yes, Chief. Screw with anything, and I'll throw you out of the airlock instead. I like her threats. I like the way she threatens me. Yes, Chief. Sauce! You're our sauce, Cassie. There are many sauces, but you're ours. One of the ship's 2 engines. Apparently, it's that big because it's a combination of standard nuclear pulse engine and a Higgs field distortion drive. I think I was lost consciousness when the Chief was explaining it to me. Lightweight. Anything else in here? What's Cass got to say? So we're the sauce, right? And the universe is the packet. I thought that the field was the packet. Hey, I already forgot too. But then is the field in the universe or the universe in the field? That depends on how you define universe. We're going to have some very theoretically challenging meal times. I like that frown. I'm here for it. Okay, I am going to move... Oh, we can use the map. What? Item? I cannot use my gun. Map back to... Sigma? Can I go to the central computer? Is this allowed? You swipe your keycard through the card reader set into the terminal by this door leading to the central computer. The door doesn't open. Instead, you hear a harsh tone from the terminal, which is now displaying an error message. Hello, it's me, dumbass. Looking at its screen, you see a message displayed in large flashing letters. Access denied. Insufficient authority. Ah, yes, even with our security clearance, we won't be able to go into the main computer room. Because the staff is so small, the ship's computer handles a lot of tasks that would normally be done by the crew. It controls a lot of really sensitive functions, so only the captain and the operations team are allowed access. Ah, I don't think any of the ships I've been on have had a computer system like this. The bigger ships usually have their computing distributed amongst multiple systems across the ship. Makes sense. But because they've got larger crews, there's more that people on board are responsible for. That sounds inefficient. That sounds real inefficient. I think that because the Swiss class is so small and there's such a limited crew, they need to assign more functionality to the computer. That's what you just said. Because of that, it's a lot more vital that no one screws around with it. Especially people named Cassandra. I see. Set operations have access. Can we take a look using your authority? Hey! We let her see the armory. We showed her ours. She can show us hers. Well, since the reason I'm here is I didn't exactly take my responsibilities with the Alliance computer system seriously. The captains told me not to mess around with it. Okay, fine. But it's not that interesting anyways. Okay, fair enough. We want to move to Aft Thoroughfare, to Central Hub, and this is where we are going to save it for tonight. Yeah. And let me go and quit out, because the music goes very loud for me. That is going to be it for tonight, because it is past 3 now. I enjoyed that so much I kept on going. Tomorrow, we're going to have more of this, because I really fucking love this game. I am adoring this so far. I am all here for it. We're going to do more Gundog tomorrow, as well as Thursday. And Friday, we're going to have more Canvas of Kings, but we're going to do some world building with Captain. And then Saturday, we are doing a Phasmophobia collab for the new Farmhouse update. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for more Gundog at 1:30 a.m. Eastern. Have a fantastic Wednesday, fan gang. See you later.